Alrighty then. I think I might have figured out a science as to how they could have fixed this whole WrestleMania 40, controversy that everyone's still talking about. WWE knew what they were doing, they didn't know what they were doing. The Rock came in and this and that and yada 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 yada. Anyway, okay, so the science that I put on this. Alright, regarding Seth, I'm not a huge Seth Rollins fan, but I do not like the backlash that he's been getting, regarding the press, the presser, and how he looks soft. And I didn't think that he came off that way at all. I'm always going to call a spade a spade. And by the way, I just want to put this in. When I say that I don't like someone, I don't like their character, not the person themselves. Okay, let's not get that twisted. So, all the controversy about how it made Seth look soft, and when Roman cut that promo, it made the belt look weak, and this, that, and the third. And the whole concept of legitimizing Seth's title, that all could have been squashed if they just put Seth versus Gunther for WrestleMania 40. And it doesn't have to be title versus title. I believe back in the day they used to do that when the IC champ, or let's say Florida TV title went up against the NWA champion, Ric Flair or whatever. The main title, the top title, was always on the line. It wasn't the title that was the secondary, the third title, or whatever. So Seth versus Gunther. Gunther comes out, challenges, says he wants to step out, but he finds that there's no competition, which is basically what he's been saying. He could have came out, challenged Seth for that title, and it goes to WrestleMania. And let's say Gunther loses, he still keeps the IC belt, which you're going to get a legitimate pro wrestling match that's going to put some heat on that title. That's one way they could have gone. So here's where my science comes in at. We're going to go back to when Seth first approached Cody. And he's talking about being the workhorse and that old boy is not usually there, yada, 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 right? We know the routine. Just run it down. So Cody says he's going to take a second or take some time to think about it. What they could have done to solve this whole thing is that Seth and Cody show up at the end of the show. When Cody approaches Roman, it could have still gone down where Roman comes out, rips into Seth and the title and yada yada yada. It still was funny. It still could have rocked out. Cody comes out, Seth comes out, whatever order, right? Cody then says that he's going to challenge Seth to finish his story. Right then and there, the crowd would have, all right, we're going to see the story finish. They might have booed, whatever, right? And then he would insert back what he told Roman, but don't get it twisted, I am coming for that belt. See, the one thing I realize is Seth is right. He is what they call Mr. No Days Off. And Roman, you've been Mr. Always Off. A line like that, crowd goes crazy, whatever. But I am coming for that belt. I want that belt. That's the belt my father, this, and that, or everything else that you heard. And when I'm ready, I'm going to come get it, and I'm going to take everything from you, starting with the head of the table. Once people heard that, the crowd would have went crazy because they know who referenced that. And then he could have said, Roman could have responded like, yeah, how you going to do that? And then you just would have heard The Rock. Boom. If you smell The Rock's cook, everybody went nuts, this and that, third, or we would assume that. Rock comes out, right then and there is already set up, coming for the head of the table. Maybe Rock cuts a promo. Maybe Rock does not cut a promo, and you just let Michael Cole narrate what's going to happen. But as as the weekend subsides, and then by the time you get to Raw, you start the buzz that it's a possibility that The Rock is not going for the title. He just wants the head of the table. Then, with that known, you know that Cody's going to face off with Seth. Head of the table match. Now you have the presser. Now Rock comes out. Or actually, you don't do Rock. You let Cody come out, have words with Seth. Then Rock comes out. Because now you already know what the storyline is. For WrestleMania, Rock comes out, does his family tree. I think it would have been cooler if he had put in, because he verified the fact that his father, Rocky Johnson, had deep ties with Dusty Rhodes. He could have put that in the storyline as well. And that Roman's been popping off. He should not be the head of the table, as you can see in the family tree. This, this, and this. It says that I am the high chief, yada, yada, yada. Then you could have plugged in Elimination Chamber. And at the Elimination Chamber, I'm just going to say, let's pick Randy, right? Randy Orton wins the chamber. Whoever wins the chamber gets a shot at the WWE title on Raw the next night after WrestleMania, right? Now we head on over to WrestleMania. Cody would then wrestle Seth, and Cody goes on to defeat Seth. And we get to lavish, and this is on night one, we get to lavish in, sorry if you're hearing the computer clicks, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through something. You get to lavish in the commentary. Cody's finished his story, this and the third. Crowd goes crazy, even though they'll say, oh, I'd rather he had done this, whatever. We know that night two is Rock and Roman, right? That's the big money match. So, night two comes. The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Just no title, just table, just for the head of the table match, right? So it's head of the table match, basically what we're going to call it. Of course, typical fashion, Roman tries to cheat, yada, yada, yada. Rock ends up winning that match. Then Rock gets jumped. Cody comes to the rescue, and Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce get fed up. So they come out to the audience and they make a match. Tonight, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, winner takes all. Crowd is gonna go nuts. So now you already know that he just lost the head of the table, and because of his sneaky, just the same way that Nick Aldis did a month ago when they beat up AJ Styles and Randy and Knight. He said, your boy just got himself into a fatal four-way. So it's like Roman never learns. Roman's getting cocky. I beat him before, I beat him again, whatever. That's not fair. Or maybe he's upset. I just had this match, this and this, and look, you did that to yourself. Get out there. However you want to play it. End of the day, Cody beats Roman. And now he has 2 belts. So now you got 2 nights of Cody. Double finish the story. You weren't expecting Cody to get 2 belts. Now he's Cody 2 belts. So now, next night on Raw, Cody comes out. Everybody's going nuts, so he comes in with 2 titles. Cuts a cool ass promo. What do you want to talk about? Guess you weren't expecting this. Let's talk about this. Yada, yada, yada. I hear voices. Here comes Randy. He walks on now and grabs the mic and congratulates him. And hey, we're friends. This is the third. We have a history. This, and this. Long story short, I'm not going to pull any punches. I won this. All right, we know you won the chamber. Tonight we have a match, boom, 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 and when it's all said and done, let's still make sure that we're friends. Is that good? Good, may the best person win. All right, cool. So, end of Raw, title match, they gets busy, yada, 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 and then enter Shinsuke. And Shinsuke pulls up, he blows that red mist, it hits Cody, and it hits Randy, blinding them both, and then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. Bet you didn't see that one coming, right? Damian Priest calls his shot. It's going to be for the WWE title that's on Raw, pins Cody. He strips him of that belt. And that belt only. Cliffhanger, end of the show. Now you still have Cody with the SmackDown title, the Undisputed Champion. He just doesn't have that. Now you've set up possible rematch for Cody, basically a storyline for Cody and Damian. You set up Shinsuke and Randy, and then a rematch down the line, maybe for SummerSlam for Cody and Randy, or however it is you want to do it, or Randy and Damian Priest, because since that match never finished between Cody and Randy, and it was for the WWE title for Raw, Randy gets that match down the line. Or if it's not SummerSlam, it's whatever. All right, so that's it. It's done. That's what they should have done. That's what they could have done. Politics, business, fans, you're out of control, and y'all ruined something that could have really been good. So, the one thing I will say is do not look down the future and be like, oh man, I wish we could have had Rock and Roman and we should have just not did that. But if you go back and listen to my WrestleMania 40, the one with Cody facing, that the thumbnail is Cody with his Punk, and I said that could have been the match. I said that I have this feeling that after Cody wins, it's going to be overwhelming. Like it's going to be gone. It's basically, it's so funny because I said a while ago, and I just heard Vince Russo say, he said this was the same thing that happened with Daniel Bryan. He got the title and the ratings dropped. Now I'm not saying that the ratings are going to drop with Cody. It's just that the shine is going to be gone. It's kind of like how I say with McIntyre, for some reason, that run, I cannot remember McIntyre's run. I only remember Dolph Ziggler, and that it should have been me. I don't recall anything else. I just have this feeling that this is, after he does this, it's going to be like, womp, 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 where do we go now? But we'll see. All right, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed this.